What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Millzy, back with Hometown Commander. We are back for another Brothers War Premier Draft on Arena. I had a ton of fun with the first one. If you want to go see that one, go back on the channel, check that one out. But we are going to try another draft. I had a ton of fun last time playing an artifacty type build. We're going to try to do it again this time. We see the Mind's Eye there, which is kind of cool. I'm going to try out Thran Spider for the rare there. Keeps me pretty open on colors. We see a Llanowar Waste for the rare, which is cool because I don't have one. But I don't necessarily want to commit myself into green-black. I kind of like Sigil of Valor is not bad. I had a lot of success with kind of green-white in pre-release, but I'm not seeing as much of that here. Kind of like Arms Race. It's kind of like a sneak attack type effect. But I don't know that I love anything. I think we'll just pick up the Sigil of Valor, keep ourselves a little bit open still. All right, we get into the next pack. Faithful Handoff. We see the Spotterthopter put a lot of good work in for us last time. The Dragon Engine Disenchant. I like the Spotterthopter. I think it did a lot of good for us last time. It doesn't necessarily commit us to blue, but it does put us towards that way. Forging the Anchor, getting us a bunch of artifacts off the top. Foundry Inspector, not a bad card there, making all of our artifacts cost less. Actually wouldn't be a bad idea for this kind of strategy we already have going. And the cool part here is that we haven't locked ourselves into a color yet. So we haven't necessarily said we are for sure going into any color, which is going to help us for keeping ourselves open. Corrupt, not a bad damage spell. Reconstructed Thopter, getting us a flyer in the air. I still have yet to see anything besides like Aeronaut Wings that's really made me love anything. So I'm going to take the Aeronaut Wings here. It's a very good common to get yourself in the air, which is very important. I think in this format it's going to be kind of important to flavor things. I've yet to see really anything that's committed me to a color other than the Spotterthopter, so we're still not completely committed yet. Sword of the Meek. Interesting. Sword of the Meek doesn't look half bad, but I kind of like the look of Yoshi in Frontliner. Comes in, buffs another creature. And of course, Coilless Rock put in some good work for us last time. But let's try the Frontliner here. Again, we could still play it for one. So we're still completely colorless if we want to be. But we are showing a little bit of blue and white, which is kind of that soldier's game plan in the set, but I think this still leaves us pretty open. Right now, we're just building, in my thoughts, a pretty good artifact base for anything else that could come our way. My hope is over the next few picks, maybe over the next pack, we start deciding into a color. Again, at pre-release, I played green-white and had a ton of fun with it. The last draft we just did, we played blue-red artifacts, and that was a ton of fun. All right, we get the next pack screen. Diabolic Intent gets served up. Pretty bad card in a limited environment, I think, because of the downside. But I kind of want to just rare draft. But I know we shouldn't, but I kind of want to. I mean, I am a Stork Brawl player and all that, so I think that's what I'm going to do. You guys can yell at me in the comments if you want to, but I will take a free Diabolic Intent. Paratrooper comes in and has flash. I think that's what we're going to take. Might get us a little bit into white. So -1/-1 board wipe. Okay, so I like the Opportunist comes in, gets us a Power Stone. So we're looking a little bit towards green-white, which I'm not opposed to. This is the same. I think this is one of those packs we started with. I like the Swiftgear Drake. Keeps us on this artifact game plan. Mine Worker. Put 2 counters on a target creature. Don't mind the idea of that. There weren't too many great picks in that pack, but I kind of like this. We're kind of getting in towards this green-white plan, potentially. Forging the Anchor there in blue. That could keep us open. like the epic confrontation that could, pardon me, keep us back into the green. See the giant growth. Combat tricks are never bad to have. And then we see the dredging claw. I doubt we'll get into them. All right, we open up pack 2. We see an obstinate Baloth, which is pretty cool. We see lay down arms, a very good removal spell if you're playing into white, which I think we're going to at the moment. The question is just going to come, how many planes do we have? I think I'm going to take the Baloth for now. We see Fauna Shaman. Off the top, Fauna Shaman, a great card. But I think we want to keep playing into this green-white game plan. So we're going to take the Aeronaut Cavalry. Probably the argument could be made that we could take the Fauna Shaman there, but Cavalry goes towards our top end. Whenever it comes in, we get a counter on another soldier we control, which we have the frontliner at the moment and paratrooper, and we can start looking for some more soldiers potentially as well. Now that we know that we're potentially going to go into this game plan. The Spotterthopter, I guess we could start considering taking out since we're not playing into that blue, but I'm going to keep it in there for now. We do see the Wing Commando, do see Blanchwood Armor, do like the Ornithopter. That's kind of interesting. Disenchant, I feel like, could be kind of beneficial in this format with how many artifacts are running around. That could be pretty good to give our things flying. Artificer, whenever it dies, we get a tapped token. And this becomes whenever we cast a spell, it becomes so it kind of goes up over time. It is non-creature though, and a lot of our artifacts are creatures. I don't mind this Power Stone Engineer. Another Warlord's Elite. Oh, we see Rusted Goliath. Rusted Goliath did a lot of good for me at pre-release, and I may be overvaluing it, but I think I like it. It kind of sits at the top of our curve with this little bit of artifact focus. If not, we can pay a 3/5 for 5 with Reach and Trample. Again, I think the reach is going to be the important thing. There's a lot of flying in this format. Flying tends to be the really important thing. We've got a 1/4 or this. Kind of like the Vanguard, we have a lot of artifacts. I think that's going to come in a lot of handy. I like the Stalwart. Can tap something else and get us mana, and it's also a soldier. Kind of like the Architect here. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, one of our creatures gets flying. I think this could help us with our kind of game plan to get through. I think we probably need just a few more soldiers to make this kind of soldier sub-plan work. We have a lot of great cards. We see another Vanguard. I really like Vanguard. I think it could be a good kind of could be a good card on the low end to kind of start our attacking game plan. Put an artifact in, get it up to 3/2, attack with a 3/2. I like it. Could be a good target for this Aeronaut Wings. Could be a decent target for fighting with a confrontation or something like that. So I like the Vanguards. I think they build a good start to our game plan. We have a couple things that make us Power Stones. I would like to get a couple more. Got Supply Drop. I guess we'll get the Onulet. Don't really like either of those, but the Onulet does, I guess, technically fit with our artifact theme, and we can unearth it if we ever need to. Towards the end of Pack 2, I think we'd love to see another rare that fits our strategy, but I think we're doing pretty good so far. I think we've got at least a functional strategy. We understand what we're trying to go for, which is good. Question is just going to be, can we finish it up? Whenever it or another non-token artifact you control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, create a tap Power Stone. I don't mind that. So we'll grab another Onulet. We'll grab the Aeronaut Wings. Guess we'll grab the Firebomb. I don't know that I love it, but we will take it. And then the final card there was a Mishra's Juggernaut. Okay, moving on to pack 3. We see Urza. Heavyweight Demolisher. We see a Mishra's Foundry, which is pretty cool. Military Discipline. I don't really see anything that truly fits our game plan. Heavyweight Demolisher is a cool thing up on the top end. I think that could be kind of interesting. We can't unearth it, but it looks like it's kind of interesting. Deadly Rispet is a very good card. I've seen this work a lot really well for me in past drafts. I think we're going to go ahead and take that up. Is the Warlord our best? Nope. We're going to take this Honor Guard here, another soldier option. So it looks like we're doing a pretty good job at keeping this kind of soldier sub-theme going. I don't know that I like this Firebomb. We'll take it out for now. Take the Mishra's Juggernaut, the Spotter Thopter, and the Demolisher out for now. We're going to have to go through those later. Mass Production, getting 4 soldier tokens. But I do like Scrapwork Cohort as well. Comes in and gives us the extra token. I also really like this Boulder Branch Golem. Did well for me in pre-release. Hopefully that one passes back to us. If not, I think the other was well worth it. Another Disenchant. We see Yoshi and Dissident doing the same thing whenever an artifact comes in, put a counter on something. I think I like that. That's going to be a nice little sub-theme here since we have a lot of artifacts, especially up on the top end. Hall of Tagason can make Power Stone tokens, but we see another Vanguard. It's actually a tough question. I like the Tagason a lot because it makes us the Power Stone tokens. But I also just like getting another Vanguard here and keeping us having a lot of creatures up for the early game when we're going to need to get some pieces on board to start building up. We see the Lay Down Arms come back. Here I kind of like the Discipline. Comes in, gives creature first strike, which I feel like is going to become important. Hoarding Recluse. I guess we'll grab the Recluse. I don't know how much I really like it, but it is in our colors. Another Military Discipline could come in handy for us. Comes in, gives that creature first strike. Great defender if we need to block. Great offensive card if we have to. I like the idea of the Blitz Automaton for this kind of top end, one of those kind of top end cards we can play. The only bad part about the Blitz Automaton and things like this Demolisher and Juggernaut is we pretty much have to commit to only casting them for their regular cost, as we won't be able to play their prototype. But I think if we can continue to get some cards that keep us up on, if we can make a way to get it better on that, we can make a way to if we can get a consistent amount of artifacts in, Power Stone in, a good amount of ramp, that may not matter. We saw that that Boulder Branch Golem come back, which is exactly what I wanted. Comes out as a 4/4 for, or a 3/3 for 4. See another Demolisher. Thran Power Suit. This is definitely going to be an interesting end to this draft. We're going to have to see what we can do, and we get a supply drop. Okay, so 51 cards in deck. I think for the moment we'll cut the Blitz Automaton. I think what we want to do here is determine if we truly have the mana to support those big things, like the Discipline, like the Frontliner. It's going to help us tap for a mana. That is a mana of any color. So technically it could a little bit support one of these, but I don't want to commit too completely. I think Juggernaut is better for 5. If we have to solely cast it for 5, then harpooning us into the other 2 for 7. So I think they'll add that in there. Paratrooper, okay. Flash comes in. Disenchant, I like it. We have our 3. Vanguard's Power Stone Engineer, I'm going to cut for now, even though when it dies, it gets us that Power Stone token. I guess you could argue we could always throw down there and block with it. Honor Guard is War 2. I like that. Dissonum can get us those counters. They are not wings. Guess we can cut the Sigil of Valor, the Opportunist. When it comes in, we get the token. Then I'm just going to lose artifacts by 1. That's great. Thran Spider gets us the Power Stone when it comes in. Cohort gets us a 1/1. Thopter Architect I like because it gives the creatures flying, but maybe we cut it for now and see if we can work it back in. The Baloth I really like. It's just a big beater. The Tinkering looks kind of cool because we can turn artifacts into creatures with it or give things counters. But I think I'm going to cut it out for now and we can kind of come back to it. I think Slagstone Refinery could be one of those things that like really helps us make Power Stone tokens. So I kind of like it. The Cavalry. We got the Onulet. I think the Onulets fit this Slagstone Refinery game plan a little bit better than the Cavalry. But I like that the Cavalry's in the air. The Juggernaut, Sistrek Drake. Maybe we can cut that one. I like the Branch Loft. And I like the Rust Golem. So we got to get rid of 5 cards. Let's try cutting the Cavalry. Let's go down the Growth. Go down 1 Onulet. I don't really want to go down any Vanguards, but maybe we need to go down a Vanguard. I just like it because it's a 2 mana 2/2. It's going to be easy and quick to get out. I don't really want to go down in Aeronaut Wings. I feel like flying could become really in handy, but I guess that is an outcome that we could go down. I like the Frontliner. I like that it's cheap. It fits all of these other, when an artifact comes in, we get a things. I really like it. I like the Confrontation, but maybe the fight spell isn't as good as I think it is, but I hope that it is. I guess it could be the Baloth. Maybe we just commit to sitting into the artifacts in the higher end of the chain to work into these effects that we have that care about artifacts coming in. Is that maybe a reason to put the Architect back in? I guess what, take the Honor Guard back out because we have the Vanguards. I really would like to work. We worked Mishra's Juggernaut in. I would love to work one of our other big. One of our other big artifact creatures, but I think that's pretty good right there. I think that's the spot where we want to be. Let's rock into it. Green-white artifacts and soldiers. Let's see game 1. How we do. Pretty excited. I enjoy draft. I'm not the best drafter in the world, but I enjoy draft. I think it's a ton of fun. Going first, no green mana, which is a little rough. I think we have to mulligan here. We do. See the Juggernaut for 5. This comes in and get us the token. I think we pitch the Golem here. Pretty much means we're not going to see it. But that's okay. I like the Juggernaut at 5. This comes down at 3 and gets us up to 4. There we go. So we now have enough mana for... We do have enough mana for the Juggernaut now. I think we'll just flash the Paratrooper in at the end step. That way we can attack with it. We'll get it down. I like the idea of the epic confrontation here. Take out the Vanguard. Looks like they're playing about the same plan we are. But I think we'll do this. We'll get this down, get the tap Power Stone, and we'll hold back. Next turn we can get down the Juggernaut and start that plan. Okay. We could trade there, and they choose not to do it. Okay. I think I like just doing this. And then we'll swing in the air for the 1. Get the Juggernaut down. The Juggernaut's going to have to start attacking, but I think we're okay with that. Do we see the attach? So the bad part here is it does not have first strike or anything like that. So that 5-2 could still be blocked by this Opportunist. And I don't lose all that much doing it. The cool part is next turn we can confrontation that Vanguard. I think we get the Refinery down. We do this. Oh, that's a 4, isn't it? Oh, I got really lucky there, didn't I? Oh, that's right. It lost its +1 because it was no longer their turn. That's right. Get in for a massive attack. Not lethal on our turn, but we would be because of the pump. We'll put down the Onulet. This has to attack. I think we might as well full swing because this could block the Opportunist. They could block the Juggernaut if they... Okay, so they choose to trade, so they're going to take 6. Oh, is that first strike? It is first strike. Probably should have read that. That's my bad. Still get him down to a lethal attack next turn. At the moment, I'd love to see them... if they attach up, that's not bad for us either. Okay, Rock Hunter. I expect us to attach up. Okay. All right, so we can +1/+1. That wouldn't keep us. That wouldn't be dead to the Vanguard on the block. And then I think with Trample, this will be lethal because this first strike will only bring us down to 1. We'll trample over for 2. And I think pretty much no matter how they block here, that should be lethal. And we got there. All right, there we go. Game 1 is a win. Green-white artifacts. So I think that was about how we expected the game plan to go. Build up, get our board up to a good attacking state, attack through for the win. I liked how that went. Guys, I apologize. I am on the tail end of a cold. I'm doing my best to sound as good as I can for you guys. Please forgive me. Probably hear me drinking water more than normal. Just trying to keep myself sounding good, get this content made for you guys. All right, start of game 2. Let's see what we got. We have a Fort Plains Frontliner Dissident Foundry Inspector hand. I don't dig that we have no green, but I also feel like this is like a great setup. Yoshi Inspector turned to nothing. How much do I expect that we can hit a green land? I feel like I gotta try it. Because we don't need the Dissonant, technically. I mean, it's great. And if we hit a green land, then we're literally good to go. But I think we gotta try it. I think we could at least try it. We'll swing in for the 1 here, I guess. I'm intrigued. They're getting held up. Nothing to do. Okay. Another Plains, which kind of stinks off the top. Still no plan for them. All right, 3 for Foundry Inspector. Whether or not they destroy the Foundry Inspector, we can still cohort next turn. Because we have that 4th land. I love that it still gives it the buff, even though it doesn't matter. And we'll keep going. All right, red white. Red white could be equipment. Red white could be a lot of things. I'm intrigued to see. We're up to 3 mana. Guess there is like a Brotherhood's Hand possibility if they got it. I mean, that would be rough, but would technically be possible. I'm just intrigued to see what their plan is. I mean, there's probably some decent red removal. I don't know of any off the top of my head, but there has to be something. You'd have to think they have to be going for something here, because if they don't, I think they're in a world of hurt, right? We would be going in for what, 5 next turn with the frontliner and the inspector? Again, I'm okay if the inspector gets removal. It does, okay. And see, I'm okay with that because we could still play the cohort next turn. And we don't lose anything. You know what I mean? Yes, we lost the Foundry Inspector and that stinks, but we still get another creature down. No, we don't, we don't get to get in for 5 like we could have last turn, or like we could have potentially, but that's okay. Now we're getting wider. I have a feeling we're going to see more removal as they are hovering over our cohort. I really wish we could draw some green. I think if we don't draw a big artifact creature next, one of our 5-6 mana artifact creatures, we might be in tough shape here. But topping 2 lands and 3 draws was not what I was hoping for, especially one of them not being green. And we see a disenchant. We can unearth it next turn. That would get us another 1/1. I kind of like sticking this Vanguard and then unearthing this next turn, where we can take advantage of that +1 from that Vanguard, making it a 3/2 instead of a 2/2. So I'm just going to try to get in here for 3. This stop shows me they have something. They have to have some sort of removal or something. It's kind of odd that it's creating so many stops on their turn, unless it's like a draw spell or something, and they're just not wanting to use it. But I don't see any reason to drop this turn, especially when we can get that +1 next turn. I mean, the best draw would be a green to get this down, and then get this down and put a counter on like the frontliner. And we don't. See a paratrooper. Okay, if I get this in, I get another 1/1. It has to attack, and it gets blocked for free. Is that 1/1? I guess I could attack with the frontliner as well. Give it the +1. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Let's do this. I mean, I can see the world where they just block the frontliner and take the 4 because it just goes away. But I, of course, would love it if they trade it. Okay, and they do. Again, perfectly okay with that, and we can unearth this frontliner as well. Again, would love the world where we can get this here down so that we can pump this Vanguard even more, make it a 4/3 instead of a 3/2. Okay, so we see Mishra. Get the refinery down. Man, I don't really love this place. I don't really love this scenario any more than I liked the last one. We could unearth this, make this a 4/3 swing in, and see what they do to blocking wise, but I guess they could just take the 4 again. I think I'm willing to try it. Make this a 5/3. I mean, they could just block here, take the 1. I'm content with that. They could block here, take the... Okay, so they're going to get rid of Mishra. Are they going to tap it before they do? I think this is, if you think about it, this is a 1 mana play. That kind of stinks. Okay, that worked out a lot worse for me than I wanted it to. Ouch. Okay, I was going to say that for a second. I was like, man, that's great. That's a 1 mana power move, but now that kind of stinks with the Whirling Strike. I forgot about how many cheap red tricks there are in the format. All right, we have 5/4 in the air. I would love the world where We just take the 5 in the air and swing back. We finally get the dissonant down, but there's really just not much to do with it. I guess I'll just try to see if I can let them be the aggressor, but I worry, unfortunately, we might have missed our window here. There's still room. I think any oh, that's bad. Yeah, they go after the dissonant. That kind of stinks. Okay. I was gonna say I think any big artifact is still good. Yep, no blocks. I think now's the time to pump the board and go swinging. Try to start winning the race. Oh man, if only that was 4 instead of 3. Well, let's go pumping. None of them have vigilance, so I'm pretty much accepting the counterattack. I guess there is the world where Mishra blocks and taps to activate its ability, and I can deadly riposte it, but nope. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We could technically do that to gain some life if we feel like we need to. We can't win the race at this point. Ouch. Do I riposte my own creature to just gain the life and stop them from gaining the life? No, I think unfortunately that's probably the end of the game. Man, unless we draw one of our big guys that has reach. I think unfortunately we are probably out of range here. Man, we did our best to pull ourselves out of a deficit. At least the best I could out of a deficit. All right, Thopter Architect. We at least can put something down. I think we pass. We can deadly riposte the cohort to at least gain some life back. Stop the incoming attack, but again, I'm worried that we're probably just going to get whittled down here, unfortunately. I mean, this is about what you'd expect against a red-white attacking deck. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Yeah, just take the 5. We see the infantry come down. Well, that certainly doesn't help. We're dead in the air, aren't we? Man, what a bummer. All right, game 2 comes in at a loss. Again, I think we played it right. I just think our opponent had the things they needed to have. So I can't be mad there. I think we played a good game. It was just our opponent had what they needed to have. So 1-1, we move on to game 3. We go first at the Aeronaut Wings. I mean, we're probably one mana away from getting in good here, getting the cohort down. Would love to see just one more mana. Guess with the Aeronaut Wings, I mean, I don't really want to offer the trade, so no attacks. I'd like to try to get the cohort down here. Try to build up a little wider of a board. Like, I guess you could argue we could attack there and offer the trade. But I just worry that, the trade doesn't go as beneficial for us as we think it will there. I'm not sure what blue-black is. I would guess by this common some sort of sacrifice theme. But we'll see. Well, we'll try the cohort. I expect it to get countered maybe with this much mana up. Yeah, that's a bummer. No attacks. Nothing we can do about that. Question now becomes, I guess, how many counters do we think they have? Okay, we see Mine Worker. Another land would let us cohort and disenchant. I don't really think I want to block. Guess we'll try the cohort again, and it comes in fine. I mean, the 4-2 attacking just sees it get blocked by the Mine Worker, right? We don't actually gain anything there. I think we'll just take the 3. I like the confrontation, and I like the disenchant. That gives us some things to work with. We'd love another mana for something like Mishra's Juggernaut. We see Self-Assembler. We do not. I guess we'll disenchant the Self-Assembler. I think I really would like to military discipline our way into an attack here, but maybe we epic confrontation here. This makes us a 3-4. Down to a 3-2, and they can just, even if I attack with the 1-1 there, they just gain the life. So we got rid of another one of their permanents. Ooh, Sky Strike Officer. Don't love that. I can get it the air wings on it, though. Get it in the air. I think we're going to do that. And then I can give it this cheekily to give it first strike. Do I try to do this offensively or defensively? I think I'm going to try to use the discipline defensively. Try to block and then use the discipline. I feel like we could have run ourselves into a counterspell, but I think I'm willing to take the trade if... And this will work fine, unless they counter it, of course. If they counter it, then we just made them. So we become a 4-2 with first strike. They become a 4-4 with lifelink, but our first strike's going to go off first at this point, which really benefits us there. That was great. That gave us back the momentum we kind of needed. Would have absolutely loved another land there. But we'll get the Boulder Branch down. It's going to make this a 5-2 in the air and get us 3 life. And we'll hit him in the air for 5. And I forgot it has Vigilance, so that's actually killer good. Not that I want to block with it. Hit him in the air for 5. Boulder Branch is a 3-3. Just going to block pretty well on the ground. I'm intrigued to see what else they have. We're sitting at 8 mana. That's a lot of mana. Five mana up, 1 card in hand. All right, we see the 5th mana. Let's play the Juggernaut. I don't really see any point in attacking because it doesn't have first strike, and that 2-1 can just block it for free. So I think we just wait the turn. They're going to tap and gain another life, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Ooh, last card in their hand is a hulking Metamorph. That's bad. That is a 7-7 in the air I did not plan for. Ooh, buddy. guess we'll get Dissident down. We'll get the Paratrooper down. The bad part here is this Mishra's Judgment, this Mishra's Juggernaut has to attack. So it's just going to get free blocked by the 7/7, unfortunately, which really stinks. But I think what we can hope to do here is, I would love the world where this Locust attacks. Have them attack first. And then gain our advantage that way, but be kind of dumb of them too. I guess they could get aggressive, but I guess they could attack here and leave this one back. But it is a flat pump that I can give everything. They choose not to attack, which makes more sense. I guess I probably should have played the amulet there. Because I probably should have played the amulet there, put the counter on something there with the Dissident, and then next turn we could have got this down. But my thought process was try to get it down, get it moving. That's a 7/7 in the air. I think I got to just take the 7. Now their block becomes a lot worse with this 2-1 in the air. If I do this turn, I can try to survive another turn and Mishra's Juggernaut that next turn. Still feel like we're in really bad shape. There's a lot of big things we got to contend with. If this attacks, we have the amulet. That 7/7 Carrion Locust is really what I'm the most worried about. But if I chump here, I'm giving up the ability to pump the whole board, but I also feel like we can't take damage forever. If I chump here, put the Juggernaut down, and take a big swing, I can block the Juggernaut with this. They could only block here with here, and I'd be taking the 7 the next turn, but I'm giving up my ability to free pump, and I think I'm okay with that. Again, provided this isn't another fly. Okay. Oh, I really wish I could cast this for its big cost, but I think I have to. I think I have to do this on Earth here. Put the counter on the Golem. Oh man, all of this is predicated that none of this is no interaction whatsoever. I have to attack here, and I think I have to attack here. That could lead a block here. I think I have to, right? I don't really see any outcomes where if they don't block, if they don't block, it's not lethal. So, if they don't block, it's not lethal on the backswing. So that's good as well. I was really hoping they would do some more chumping. I was really hoping they'll trade with this Mishra's Juggernaut, but I bet you they won't. If they have any removal, they could just not block here. Disfigure. Oh, that's killer. Okay. So on the backswing, we can block this, gain the 2 life back, we lose 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we try to have an attack on the backswing. if that's what they choose to do. I expect this will just be the attack. It is. Okay, well, we have to play the Rust Goliath now. We don't have any other choice. But that can pump the golem. Okay. So I think we just prototype this down. Put the counter here. Attach this here. No attacks. Now we can double block the locust and survive. They can't kill us. I think we have to double block the locust. I don't think we have any other choice now. I wish I could block this war plow and do anything better. My hope here is we get a stalemate where I can try to rebuild. I'll go with the Opportunist. Gives us another blocker on the ground. Oh, and that's an artifact coming in. Sweet. So we could put another counter on the Onulet. No attacks. I think we got to kind of keep... We got to keep our defenses back for the moment. I don't like the idea of this. Thraxodemon. It's going to start getting them value. Man, I just need another creature. Darn. Well, we no attack and wait. This feels like a... This feels like a really bad situation. I think they need what? One removal spell on the Onulet? In all reality? But I think we have to, right? We have to do that now. We don't really have a choice. We have to hold on to whatever hope we have. Lands, so they have 10 mana. Alright, so they didn't get anything. The wrist boat's kind of cool. So that's going to allow us to help deal with an attacking creature. Man, this really stinks. Like, I want to pressure them, but at the same time, I cannot afford to take a bad attack. Because again, just swinging with this Onulet basically means they click no block and then just slam me on the backswing. So I have to play defense now. And it kind of stinks because, like I said, I'm one removal spell on the Onulet away from probably just being in a really rough shape. Okay. Alright, so let me think this through. So they got rid of a couple of my blockers. I still really want to double block and kill this. And I guess I'm willing to block the Mineworker and get rid of that. That's 4 at the moment. Or that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the moment. If I do this, that's 6. I was going to say I can riposte the War Plow, but I have a gut feeling, do they have something? Okay, so that gains us some life back. That's going to kill the War Plow. Down to 3. Up to 5. Okay. Thran Spider is reach. Get this down. this on the Rust Goliath. I know it already has reach, but why not buff it up a little bit? Attack with Ongulate. They don't have to block. In fact, they probably shouldn't. But that's okay. Okay, so next turn they can only attack with 3 creatures, and I can block 2 of them very handedly. So, I think I'm good at the moment. I can pay 7 to look at the top 4 with Thran Spider, which will help me get some cards back. Probably 1 removal spell away from being in trouble, but this reach blocks, even if they take either of these creatures out, I still have a good block on this Carrion Locust. I could see them starting to do this to draw some cards, but I'm intrigued to see what their next move is. And they pass the turn. That honestly intrigues me. I think I'm going to activate the ability. Leaves me 3 mana left. Literally none. Oh no. Okay, well, that's good. We blew through 4 lands that we didn't want to draw. So that's fun. So that's fun. Man. I love that we went from staring down a 7/7 flyer that we were going to kill us to now having probably the better attacking or defending board position. But the problem is I don't think that it's actually going to matter all that much. They could attack here, but they just lose so much. Wow, I mean, what do we have? Freaking killer. All right, let's do the Thran Spider again. We have 4 mana up. We get the Foundry Inspector. I like it. Another creature down. Another another blocker we can use. So we saw 7 lands and a Foundry Inspector, right, out of 8 cards. That is bad. But the hope is that we're now burning through all of these non-artifact cards so that we can start drawing our big creatures. Hopefully, of course, hopefully. Okay. Again, I like this position because there's a bad attack right now. They can't attack. Well, they can, but the attack's just not going to work out very well for them. So, all right, we draw Forest. We'll put the Forest down. Thran Spider again. Yoshi and Frontliner comes down for 0. Put the Refinery down. And again, I guess we could put the wings on the Inspector. Now that I think about it, main 2 is probably what we do, because that would put another thing, be able to block in the air. This becomes a 3/5, which I'm perfectly fine with. It already has reach. I think we want to do this. Get that in the air as well for a third flying blocker. It still trades, unfortunately, with any of the 3 of them, but trading might become important. It does give us another Power Stone token. If it dies with the Refinery, I still, again, I feel like we're really behind here, but maybe, just maybe, we can hold out. Foundry Inspector is going to keep or sorry, Thranspider is going to keep giving us hopefully more and more value. I'd love to get down to, oh, we don't have that many cards left in library, which means we have to be close to that big green guy we put on the bottom at the beginning of the game. We got to be pretty darn close to it. It's a flying with haste. Full swing would look rough here. Not lethal, but it would still look really bad. No attacks. I think I have to, right? We really want that big green guy, and we see nothing. Wait, did we already play it? We did. We're just down to lands in our deck. That's bad. I think that means that we lost, doesn't it? We're just down to lands in our library now. We have no other permanents. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think that does it. We're just down to lands in our library, and that attack is massive. Yeah, I think we got to scoop it up. All right, 2 losses. Wow, we tried our best to hold on that game, but not much we can do there. All right, so, I mean, I've liked what we played so far. Game 2 seemed good. We just, of course, bad RNG, right? Game 3 was good. We just stalled out too long and lost our access to resources, so that kind of stinks as well. I had a mull here, and we run into the literal opposite problem. Ouch. Well, we got to put a discipline back. Hope that we draw planes. I mean, we seem to be very good at drawing planes. We draw a Deadly Respote. I bet you what's going to happen is we don't draw planes now. There we go. Let's go. Put the Vanguard down. Playing another green-white deck. I'm intrigued to see, are they playing the Soldiers route? Are they playing the Artifacts route? Oh, Bant. And we see an Epic Confrontation. Man, that's bad. All right, we need one more land for the Juggernaut. We can Respote here. They attack. That'll gain us at least some balance back. Would love to see another creature here. And a Llanowar Waste. Well, we've got to try it. All right, we go through. It goes through. We see Lauren. They get the Haymire back. I think we'll pay the Epic Confrontation back. I guess. I don't really see any other good play there. I guess we'll pay back. Really want to land here. Would love a land. No land. Well, that was a pretty easy pass. Man, I feel like we did so well in that first game, but unfortunately, I think our draft dreams might be running out here. What a bummer. Okay. This is bad. I don't think it matters, does it? We're just dead either way on that one. Why not attack? Like, why are they thinking about it? Did we lose connection? Seems okay on my side. Did we lose connection? Oh, okay. Nope. There we go. All right, there's the 5 for the Juggernaut. Pass back. All right, we start the counter. We can discipline to stop a... Ooh, if they double block. Ouch. They double block. They couldn't kill the Juggernaut. Because we could give it the first strike and then take out the Cadence first. Are they just hard thinking here? I don't... Here's my thought process from their side. You fake having something, pass it back. My Juggernaut has to attack. You don't block it, or you do whatever you want to do, and then create benefit going back the other way. Or at least that's my thought process. I mean, you don't attack. At least I wouldn't think you would. You would wait for me to attack and then push your advantage forward. I'm also intrigued to know what this card is. It's a land. Okay. All right, so Juggernaut has to attack. The smartest move I think here for them is not to block. It isn't. So I think I'll take the 5. I'd like to keep this discipline for maybe a block with the Inspector. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. That is most certainly bad. Now if they double attack. Yeah, I can't do anything against the 2/5. Come on, deck. Nope, no attacks. Ouch. Man, we just need one of our other big creatures here to help stabilize, and I'm worried we're not going to get it. I've noticed, to be 100% honest, with drafts, like you either get 2 outcomes. You do really well and you push deep, or like you go 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. It's kind of aggravating. Like, I get the understanding of it, right? You either have a good deck and you play your deck well, or you have a good deck and you don't play your deck well, or you have a bad deck, right, and you don't play your deck well. But I find it so odd in Arena that when you do well, you do really well. But when you do bad, you do really... Like, I don't understand why the dichotomy is so far apart. It's the one thing I've never understood. All right. We are at what, 7 mana still for our opponent? They drew 2 cards last turn. They can draw 2 cards again. I'm just intrigued to know why are they roping? Like, what's the hard decision here? Did you just keep attacking with the Cadence at this point? Okay. Like, I don't know why this is such tough of a decision. I mean, I think we'll happily take that, right? Get the Foundry Inspector off the board, and we... Yeah, of course we draw another land. Okay, yep. Of course we draw another land. What a bummer. I draw 2 cards. Attack with the 2/5 again, and I'm still not going to block it. I can't. All right, well, at least we got another creature, and we can pump. So we do have the option to trade with the 2/5 now. Oh, no, we wouldn't trade. We would actually go positive because it'd be a 5/3. Come on, big creature. All right. And that pushes us off our pump plan. Yeah, that pushes us off the pump plan, unfortunately. But we could block the Baloth if we had to. We are just in rough shape now. Man, what a deck we're playing against. Bant artifact, good stuff. Draw 2 more cards. An Urza. A Stalwart. Do I chump this Baloth and get rid of it? Or do I try to wait? I guess that becomes the question. I kind of want to see what I draw. Oh, wait. Well, I guess that answered the question. Jeez, 3 lands in a row? Seriously? All right, well, let's see if they'll actually end the game or not. Full cost Spotterthopter. I would love for them to full swing, but they won't. I guess I just got to get as smart as possible with blocks here. I think I'm dead, right? We got to activate the ability in response. Just ouch. Again, this could be the deterrent for them to attack, and I'm okay with that. I'm not. I mean, we're still in a world of trouble, but this gives me better blocking decisions. Yeah. Cool. Well, this gives me a 1/1. Again, more blockers, but the problem is we are going to be very dead to that Thopter very soon. I have no reach, do I? Oh, yep, and that is lethal. What a bummer. Ah, what a bummer. Well, our Brothers War draft goes 1-3. Man, what a decent draft, and what some bad games. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.